Jackson, you're the NFL's leading receiver going up against a Cardinals defense that's going to be down.
We'll take what they give us, and, we're ready to go out there and ball out as a team, and, I'm excited for today.
Yeah, newly acquired.
Ready today. He's a pro. I'm excited. A lot of blur, going to go on, so I'm
right now.
Well, that's what they're hoping. There's a lot of blur on this opening kickoff return.
All right, deep back is Rashid. Second half. Chad Ryland has got the ball teed up at the 35. The wind is not moving. A very good day for throwing the ball. Let's see another full house. It's the Cardinals and the Seahawks. He twirls his way to the 35. They got him in a trade this week from New Orleans on a 20-green. Sam Darnold is in the top 5.
He's been outstanding all season long, and even last week, completing over 70% complete on the entire season.
This offensive line has been phenomenal so far this season. And quickly out of the backfield, he'll throw outside. Thompson making more involved in the passing game. And the Seahawks against a Cardinal defense without 3 starters.
Well, the guy that's going to be filling in right there, number 50, the rookie, Cody Simon. It's going to be a tough.
Here he goes after the gain of 3 on the first play. Here's a 2nd down and 7 and hit by a couple, including Davis Gaither. 3rd down and 5.
Well, 3rd down is such a critical thing. You talk to both sides of it, whether you're talking the offense of Seattle, they say we got to stay out of thirds to slow down the run on 1st and 2nd down and keep their eyes on number 11 and try and affect Darnold.
The heat is on the top of your screen in the slot. It's 3rd and 5 for Darnold. The block by Cross. It's a gain of 6 on 3rd and 5 and up to the 46.
Well, this time the Cardinals just 4-man rush. You've already mentioned that offensive line, Kevin, and how well they've done this season. Plenty of time for Darnold and Cooper to make that.
And Walker will place himself in the backfield. And it's a gain of 8. Quick throw. The accuracy of the quarterback, Darnold, over 70%.
Hands quickly. But the other part of it is the play-action pass. When they want to push the ball down the field, most of the time it's off the play-action.
Cardinal defense comes in, number 20. Boy, did they play well Monday night in Dallas. Getting close. Had a couple there knocking them around, including Darius Robinson on that line. 5 and about a yard shy of the first. It'll be 3rd down and 1. 3rd down last week at
almost less than 1 if you look right down the line there. Not very far to go.
A carry of the season. And he got the yard on 3rd and 1, and they move the chains. It's a 1st down to the
Arizona defense. Personnel changes on and off the field. They like rotating the guys up front. Mr. Up high.
Walker the back, opening drive, 1st and 10. They begin looking inside the pot. Smith and Chipper with the grab. What a catch.
Well, just got through talking about play-action pass. The pressure that was brought by Arizona, that leaves them in man coverage, able to take advantage of it.
And he's just shy of 1,000 receiving yards this season, 95 yards. And Jackson Smith-Njigba, the NFC Offensive Player of the Month. Yards, leading the NFL, a yard shy of 1,000, the ensuing kickoff. You could see his head spin, 25-yard return for the Cardinal. That was a pretty impressive drive. Darnold 4 of 4 to start this one. He began last week.
Number 36 of the receiving team. 10-yard penalty. 1st down, Arizona.
See, just goes to show you, don't start guessing up.
Head snap, right? It was like they had to grasp the face mask, but not so fast, Kevin Harlan.
On the IR, and Brissett is the starter.
Well, and he played so well last week against Dallas. He was named that again here today on the road.
The running back is Bam Knight. And Brissett with the line, and he's got it up the sideline. The play action was key last week in Dallas. It comes up big right there.
But it gives it the look that it's going to be a run, and then you come out in space. McBride just with the delayed release. He was blocking on the backside for 1st down.
Brissett told us this week that McBride is the best tight end he's ever played with.
And he said Jack Doyle.
Tackle made there by Thomas on Knight. After Murphy grabbed the jersey, you could see it on a couple of terrific targets, and we've already seen Trey McBride.
Well, Marvin Harrison Jr. had his biggest game a week ago against putting up impressive numbers.
Oh, there was the blitz. He was hit. The ball is free. Picked up by Lawrence. Will he take it in?
The big question, review it because it's a turnover.
That's a fumble.
Well, they just overloaded. They had 7 guys of pressure. They overloaded the left sides.
A 34-yard return by the veteran DeMarcus Lawrence, who was right there. And with Ernest Jones out, he returns as a starter and comes up the middle Monday. They scored on 5 of their first 6 drives. The big hit, though, by Tyrese Knight. Myers will try to tack on one more. 14-0 Seattle. In a little more than 5 was last week, and it was the first forced fumble they got on the season. Big play.
You just got to take a breath right here and understand you're down by a couple touchdowns. Here's the blitz right here. You see the highlighted play. Lawrence is able to scoop it up and take it in and score. But what an outstanding job of pressure. Knight coming free.
Here we go, another kickoff. Bobbled and reeled in. This is the running. Kaz Surratt was there on a 16-yard Arizona Cardinal return.
Jacoby Brissett, whether it's on the sideline or in the huddle, guys, let's just take a breath. The game's just started. We got a long way to go. Let's.
To him early in the week, he said the operation, the communication
is the key, and because of, like we just heard, the crowd.
There goes Brissett and drilled in the play by Knight. Tyrese Knight. Nice open field tackle.
Kevin Trent, Texans were down 19 in the fourth quarter. They've come all the way back. It's a Davis 9. It's wild. 31 seconds to go. Back to you.
C.J. Stroud now. Second for Knight. Will work his way to a first down and brought down by Kobe Bryant. And
standpoint, we need to know what each other's thinking before anything is said. Beating guys to the punch to where you may only hear parts of the play call, but you threw the receivers and said, when we got on the plane home, we need to be exhausted. We're going to need IVs after this game because it's going to be that hard.
Down in 10 with the pitch out tonight and finds a gap as he broke a Knight tackle. Down an 8 for the Cardinals.
The Cardinals like to bring Kelvin Beachum in the game. That's what they had on that first down. Over the course of the game, they like to bring him in, and the tendency tends to go in his direction. That time, trying to break one of those tendencies.
Jump back and forth a bit. Higgins, the tight end in motion. Second down and 8. Good time for Brissett. Out to the 45. He squirms for 7. It'll be third and short for the Cardinals.
In the game as that extra tight end eligible player, but we see the difference in this offense from when Kyler Murray's the quarterback. We got a third and short here.
Leonard Williams made that last tackle. Bam Knight the back. Third down. Torpedo flag thrown. And the punting unit will go out there for Arizona.
So you're going to have the guard pull, and you're going to have a tight end play happens. Look, neither one of them block him. He just comes free for a hit in the back. They had a hat on a hat. If you block, great instinctive play there from the Seahawks getting that done. But Arizona right now.
Back, fair caught 19. Hang of 4-3, 39-yard punt. Seahawks are the most rounded team in the NFL right now. Are they the only team in the league? We know this in the top 5
day, and that's what Mike McDonald is trying to build here in Seattle.
Now and others. And there goes the speed of Shaheed. Then belts it out of bounds. Now, and they're out to the 29.
And Kevin, back to your comment about balance, that really has to do with these. McDonald changed offensive coordinator. Ryan Grubb was the offensive coordinator a year ago. They bring in Clint Kubiak to run a more balanced offense.
10. And brought down on the play by Dante Stills on the defensive line. A gain of 3, and we go.
Chance for the Jags, and the defense ends it for the Texans. Will Anderson forces the fumble. Sheldon Rankin.
We thank you. Second down and 7. An offensive touchdown, a defensive touchdown in this one for the Seahawks. Cased on the play by Sweat, and downfield it goes. And it's grabbed right there by Smith and Jigba. 16,000 yards on the season.
Well, I just love how they move Darnold around. It's quick throws, it's shots, so it's hard to get pressure. It's hard to get sacks. Only sacked 9 times on the season.
The back. And the play action. Darnold down, gain of 14 after the catch of 17 to the 37 of Arizona.
The backfield, it draws the linebackers, that underneath coverage up. So it's one-on-one with Burke and accurate throw.
Scott of the Cowboys, but Darnold is attacking him early and often here. 4 of Arizona. Just finishing up on Jackson, Smith, and Jigba. It's just the 23rd time in NFL history. Games of the season. He is on a pace right now to have the all-time single-season receiving record.
11 is all the time and try and keep him contained. And as you can see, it's hard to keep him contained. Already 4 catches for 82 yards.
Across the block, going deep, incomplete at the 5. And there's a flag. Jackson, Smith, and Jigba thrown.
Well, they're going to get Buda Baker with a late hit there, or a shot to the receivers.
This is number 3 of the defense. 15-yard penalty for the previous time. Automatic first down.
There's the veteran in the decorated.
Just he comes in late.
Yep.
Actually, so it's...
This defense of Arizona was coming off their best game of the season at Dallas. Been averaging 40 points a game at home. They had 5 sacks against Prescott. Here, either on the sideline or up here in the press box, and they'll go and check him out. They're playing the secondary. Starting linebacker Mac Wilson is out too. He leads them in tackles.
That's 3 big misses on that side of the turf, and when anytime you see that from up top, when Williams put his hands to his head, that alerted down to the field.
Shaheed will pick up a couple near the 16 of the Cardinals. It is a pickup of 2. They talk about a terrific wide receiving core.
Well, and it just makes the defense guess that much more, right? It opens things up. And we were wondering, was in this system with Clint Kubiak a year ago. He's been able to pick it up relatively quickly.
Walker on second down at the 9. And they move it. They give him the first. It's 1st and goal.
And Kevin, you already mentioned the offensive line, how well they've done this year. It really is a formidable offense. It's hard to...
Number 3, that's Josh Jones, who has come in as an eligible receiver. And a timeout taken. With 1:35 to go in the first. Cardinal by Brissett, which was hauled in, vacuumed in by Lawrence, returned 34 yards for the touchdown. Jackson Smith and Jigba has put his fingerprints on this one already.
Well, 4 catches for 82 yards. First, a quick hitter. Then, of course, the over-the-top play, getting them in blitz. So you have to pay for Jackson Smith and Jigba.
Absolutely. Number 1 in receiving yards.
Injury timeout on the field.
And then Jigba.
Well, that's coming out of a timeout, too. So plays. We know he took a hit a couple plays ago on the penalty by Buda Baker. Williams goes out right after this play. Watch his head hit the back of his head hit the ground, but Smith and Jigba did not go out.
Goal. Here comes Sweat. There goes Darnold to the end zone, or short of it and incomplete. And broken up on the play by Cody Simon, starting for Mac Wilson today.
5-yard penalty. First down.
That's their starting right tackle, Abe Lucas.
Oh, he goes upfield to get that second. And then they go upfield when you know, but as that play extended, he saw the linebacker and wanted to get up, and then did you see him realize it? And then he tried to duck.
He's a big rascal, that's for sure. 2nd down and goal. Charbonnet is the back. Blocked by Lucas. The broken tackle at the 5. He broke the tackle of Burke. Holani takes it through. The running back with his 6th.
I thought Burke was going to be able to get him. He didn't fall for the big juke. He just was able to, and then watch the stiff on that front pylon.
Only the 14th carry of the season for Holani, who takes it in on the touchdown run. They're utilizing every weapon they've got. Kalani just scored from 9 yards out. George. Seattle is now, this season, outscored their opponents 77-25. And works his way near the 29-yard line. Banged down right there. 118 and some pushing after the play.
It's on the last play, the touchdown run. He's going to get Josh Sweat coming off the edge. Watch how Sweat jumps inside, and he's able to seal it. Lucas, after having that penalty for going upfield, he comes back and makes the key block on that touchdown run.
Well, it's going to be first quarter yet. You're playing in one of the loudest environments in the league. Play action by Brissett. Lost his footing, who had a gigantic game against the Cowboys, just under 100 yards. Picks up 14 right there and a first down.
Well, Kevin, I think left in this game, we're still in the first quarter. So 21 points. We just heard that the Texans can and get a drive going.
The set is 3 of 3 on 1st and 10. Olsen picks up 4. That's the running back tandem. Here's what they yards by DeMarcus Lawrence. He also got a 43-yard touchdown pass to Jackson's 2nd down and 6. DiMercado remains the back. And really came up with the free agency we know today.
Well, and I was a part of some of those meetings when, as a young player, Tagliabue took the time. Whatever players wanted to come up and have those conversations about what was going on with point in time in my career, he wasn't going to know who I was.
DiMercado is the guy to get out of it, and down he goes. Sacked on the play, and coming through, Imanwari. 2nd sack by the defense today.
Well, just the pressure off the edge. We've seen this multiple times now where they overload, turning a certain way. You try and overload one side, and some of that's on Brissett, some of that's on the offensive line.
Injury, new middle linebacker today as well. With Ernest Jones out. 3rd down, 11. Here it comes. Knight knocked over. Touchdown by the same guy. Knight hits him again. And vacuuming it in to Marcus Lawrence. With his second.
It's going to be as his arm coming forward. It looks to me like that ball is knocked out before it starts moving forward. As he's transitioning to come forward, the ball's knocked out. Very similar to what we saw the last time his wrist was hit.
Gene's territorial rules analyst will join us. Gene, what do you
just has to start moving forward just by like a frame of the camera. This one's really tight. I think it's almost we've ruled fumble. They have ruled fumble on the field, and I think if we stay in the clear and obvious.
Defenders for the Seahawks come up with the combination. The jarred ball. 2 quick hits by Tyrese Knight, jarring the ball free from quarterback Jacoby Brissett. Pass to Smith and Jigba. The extra point here makes it 28-0. Less than a minute into 3 seconds after this on CBS.
Once Mindy heard about Walmart's Black Friday deal.
November 14th through 16th, Walmart Black Friday.
It's kind of catchy.
Been cut up into nuggets.
How has no one done this before?
Arby's.
We've had 2 defensive touchdowns by Seattle. Knight has jarred the ball free, both of them, and Lawrence has.
Lawrence scoop and score. We're going to see a similar thing on the backside. This time the ball gets knocked out, not the wrist.
Pretty amazing.
It is. It is.
This team is terrific. Fewest blitzes deployed, but they're 3rd in quarterback pressures. And they're number 3 and hit by Helani. He scored a touchdown on just his 14th carry of the season moments ago. Who came from Baltimore as he led the number 1 defense of the Ravens there.
You see that first column, that's 23.
He's out near the 30-yard line and hit on the play by Reek Woolen, who is in there for the...
Holding, number 58 defense. 5-yard penalty for the previous spot. Automatic first down.
On Derek Hall. And how about this? You got to go back to Jeremy Chin in a game, going back to that COVID 2020 season.
I guess my question.
Well, Lawrence right
impressive.
now, yeah, it is. He's just the third ever Seattle player with 2 defensive touchdowns in the same against the Eagles in 2005. The empty back with the coverage on the play by Eamon Ward. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
How they want to affect Jacoby Brissett. He's a much different quarterback than Kyler Murray. We know that. Murray wants to get the ball out of his hands quickly. He wants it. So we need to get internal pressure, get pressure up the middle so he doesn't have anywhere to step up.
The move, the pump fake, and then out of bounds he goes. And he was forced over there by Knight, who is...
It takes everything out of Knight to not make this hit because Brissett is trying to get as a composure on his part because I think that had he hit him, he still would have been in the field of play.
And 1. Jet sweep. Dortch wrapped up, taken down. Uosu makes the play. You have got to be stunned.
Well, you have to be. And you almost, I don't know if they thought, one guy thought the other one was making it, and the other guy, but he splits right between them and nowhere to go.
On IR, Shaheed, fair caught, 24. On a 40-yard punt. On Sundays with the NFL on CBS and streaming on Paramount Plus. And Darnold through the air, 7 of 8. It's Walker. And he goes right into the teeth of...
He and Buda Baker pulled the entire Cardinals defense together on the bench while the offense was out there on that last possession and addressed the guy's job. We're about to find out what we're really made of. They need a big stop or a big takeaway here, guys.
Yeah, they'll need something. Walker again. Down into Bradford, and down he goes. Hit by Cody Simon with the game.
Getting off the field on 3rd down. Seahawks 2 for 2.
Has thrown 5 touchdowns and just 4 incompletions. Just an amazing and a pick. 3rd down and 4. He's got to get to the 30 for Cooper Kupp. Breaking tackles on the way. Thompson will hold him out. Inside the 5 and a hamstring, but he's playing today with a 67-yard catch and run.
In the picture, they're blocking. And then when Darnold starts scrambling out, that grabs the underneath cover at the outside. Darnold able to find him and get the big game.
Walker the back. Boots is the folder, takes it down to the 3. So he gets about a half yard, and that's it. So
it would have been very easy on 3rd and 5 to just take off and say, I'm going to try and get the first down on my own. I've got a guy in front of me, can block. You're down inside the 5.
Boots, the fullback. And a flag. They were going for Smith and Jigba.
Pass interference, number 29 defense. Foul occurred in the end zone. The ball will be played 1-yard line. Automatic first down.
So it's not a hard thing to see right there. You get the hand wrapped up in the shoulder pads and turn the whole.
Charbonnet. Extra 1. Thompson got him at the end. Calais Campbell who's been a starter every game this season. 5 offensive linemen every game, one of 4 teams in the NFL. Now it is, and flags on both sides.
Snap infraction, number 55 offense.
That's Josh Jones, an original Cardinal draft choice.
And now you change up the personnel group that you put back behind your 5.
It's Charbonnet. Hurdling. A second rushing touchdown today by Seattle. And set up on a 67-yard catch and run by Cooper Kupp.
Watch the vision at the top. And he's able to extend the ball before that left forearm gets to the ground.
And it just sneaks in 35.
You hesitated.
I think everybody did.
Yeah. Well, now the difficult thing for both sides from a coordinator standpoint is when the score is this lopsided, this early in the still the way that it is, and it's this early as a play caller, instead of just abandoning everything, plan of, okay, this is what we thought was going to work. Obviously, the 2 defensive touchdowns weren't anticipated. Just way too much time left in this game, and so many things can happen. And that's I'm talking offense and defensive coordinator, right? Because it's so early in the game yet.
Myers to kick off. The backpedaling Knight falls to a knee.
Kevin, Trent, it's all L.A. Matthew Stafford with the second touchdown pass of the game. This one to you.
Niners won last week against the Giants in New York, but they're coming off with Jacoby Brissett. Matthew Stafford looking great, by the way, quarterback for the Rams. Incomplete and looking for Trey McBride. Second down and 10.
Well, you can see Seattle's not changing things up defensively. They're just
will stop in the NFL. He said he's learned from it all, but the most impactful decision he's made over the course of his career was when he started seeing a therapist. Until you need it, any of the younger guys that ask him how he stayed in the league this long, he tells them, get a therapist.
Second down and 10 by the other night. Tyrese Knight, the linebacker for the Seahawks. It is a gain of 10 and a first down by the... This is a topic that has resonated throughout the National Football League this week in particular.
Yeah, it sure has, Kevin. Jacoby was so...
Downfield, Mel, and a gain on the play of 20.
Yeah, and he said he's just finding himself cherishing the moments of the now, because hard on himself, always thinking, is this the last one? And he didn't allow himself to enjoy the moment. Now he's surrendering to the out...
And they bring heavy pressure, wide open. He's got the receiver, Michael Wilson. And he's down inside the 20-yard line.
Of last week against Dallas. Dallas was bringing heat on Brissett, and he stood in there, he stepped into that pressure, and he fired it up. And he just steps in and delivers an accurate throw for a first down inside the red zone.
So they got McBride for 20. Williams is coming in on him. Leonard Williams with the pressure. And a loss of 3 back to the 22.
It'll be about as easy a sack as you can get.
Yep.
When he goes down, and that's why Williams gets up and does a little dance, because he knows he got...
Point that he... Working on Leonard Williams was a priority. There is man throwing it, and incomplete. Looking for his running back, Knight, and there was Heeman once again.
First quarter, even though Seattle's been bringing some heat here with the extra defender, they don't blitz very much. They're one of the least blitzing teams in the NFL. We take a look at Drew Petzing there, the offensive coordinator.
They've been 4 sacks by the Seahawks. So the Seahawks came in with 14 sacks, the P1 for the season. That's top 3 in the NFL.
Yeah, they bring pressure. I mean, there's no doubt about it. You know, are they getting this type of pressure? Well, it's just the different combinations of pressures they've been able to bring.
Just stepping back, talk about the focus, the intensity that you...
31-0 to the Cardinals. We scored 6 straight touchdowns and rolling and made it a game late.
Third down, 13. Here comes Brissett. He's got McBride. Heeman after another 18-yard catch and run. And put him just inside the 5. First and goal, Arizona.
And for all Washington, as we take a look here, McBride lined up on the outside, man coverage. He slips right off the...
He's had 3 straight games with a touchdown reception. Knight, the back, first and goal. Set. And knocked out of bounds. With the minimal gain on the play. Second down and goal.
Well, smart decision not to try and force something in, but outside. But give yourself a chance.
It's second down and goal, and Brissett. Second option looks incomplete.
Well, he looked that direction. I thought he was going to lay it to the corner.
And clearly you can see looking at his ankle.
Well, and he's been dealing with that.
Against the Cowboys on Monday, this Cardinal offense scored 5 of their first, had 2 turnovers for 14 quick points for the Seahawks.
He was walking back the other direction, and he looked behind.
We've seen the replay. Watch the left lane.
Yeah, we've seen, as I said before we went to commercial, when you see the player looking, but we've seen it all too often, unfortunately.
He'll be replaced by Simi Fehoko. In this drive, Brissett caught, and DeMercado, and he's short by the length of a football.
He tries to go low, but the tackle,
Drake Thomas.
but then he prevents DeMercado from getting in, and here they bring in their bigs.
Knight the back. 4th and goal. Brissett. Big time hit. Okada. Emanori all coming in. Seattle defense.
Healy's going to be the first one to get into the backfield. Watch as he gets penetration. He's not going to make the tackle. SARS 95. Healy was the one pointed out the wrong guy. But once he gets penetration, he's able to get him there. That causes him to bounce.
So the defense, and it shows right there. Now marooned at about the 1. They get the handoff. Boy, they miss James Conner. That Arizona offense does. Coming up on the Verizon halftime report. JB up on the Verizon halftime report. It's 2nd down.
Ball's out.
It sure is. It's loose. Cardinals. And they can exit. Grabbed by the Cardinals.
Throwing on the field, fumble, recovered by the defense.
Earlier in the game. And you're right. It was a bad exchange. And a outstanding position.
Well, and Kevin, you brought up the fact they lost James Conner earlier this season. They trade Ben depth and trying to find ways to get points, get in the end zone.
Going with 3 with the back. George on the move. Brissett will roll, and underneath he gets McBride. Touchdown. So against Arizona. That's the center, Yelda Froholt. So now they move.
They go to push up, and the little inside shuffle pass to McBride, and
Mercado the back. For the 4. With Wilson making the catch, and he had a Michael Wilson out of Stanford, 3rd round pick. It's a direct snap to George. DeMercado a block. He'll slice in for 6. Touchdown, Arizona. First touchdown on the ground, and a 4-yard touchdown run will put the Cardinals on the...
As a wide receiver, as you said, George is in the backfield, direct snap.
And a nice block in there, the wide receiver. Ryland for the extra point, and it's 35-7. And they get the 6 with the extra point, 7, and they're on the board. This CBS starting with NCIS Origins at 8, 7 Central. Followed by NCI. One of the problems the Cardinal defense so far in drop-back opportunities, whereas Brissett has been pressured on 11 of his 18 dropbacks.
Well, slants we've seen to Njigba. We've seen somewhere you're bootlegging and moving out in space and moving around the pocket so you're not a target. Here's right out of the pocket on the slant that I just talked about. This is on a scramble. He did 88% of his passes, and now he's ahead of that mark.
Island to kick off. Shaheed inside the free was almost, and the ball was jarred free. Keitrell Clark had an initial hit, and then it was brought in, vacuumed in.
Ball is out before his knee gets down, and
Russell gets it.
Yeah, Seahawks are fortunate to get it back.
Do you lose concentration in offense when you got that kind of...
Well, that's what they've got, and have the confidence to do it, but I wonder if they're all of a sudden going to lean more on the shotgun.
A gain of 10.
Look up Seahawks center Jalen Sandell ruled out with a knee injury, and we've already seen some snapping issues with Oluwatimi in there and Seth taking the field again.
That's got to be disconcerting. And Trent, you've been in that position, right? When the center gets injured, new guy comes in.
I mean, the rhythm of your cadence, anticipation, all of those things, it does make a big difference.
Lumen Field, downtown Seattle. 35 earned each for a touchdown. Here's a 1st and 10 handoff, and it goes to Walker. An explosive 7 of the Cardinals on a run at 25. They've got the highest rate of explosive plays for the 0-1 St. Louis Rams. And look at how they score in the first half this season.
Seahawks offense. Well, today the defense has contributed a couple.
Brought down on the play by Denzel Burke, a native of Phoenix. Coming up the Verizon halftime in Week 10 of the NFL season. All coming up on the Verizon halftime report. Well, for after they had shown so much in Dallas on Monday and coming in on a short week back on the road.
All of a sudden, it just takes you back. It's like, wait a second. We're all of a sudden down 3 touchdowns, 4 touchdowns, and the week after, they're at Tampa Bay. It's
second down 11. Lose 4 in the play. 39-year-old Calais Campbell.
How about all the from the backside and kick him out, and Campbell just collapsed it, knocked Walker off it.
Playing in his 270th game.
That's staggering.
Third most among all defensive linemen.
Doing it at is incredible.
It's 8 of 9, and outside he goes. And the tight end Arroyo was knocked out of bounds by. Actually began in the Arena Football League with the Arizona Rattlers, and he was with them at field goal to tack on 3 more for the Hawks, and it is perfect. 38 to Myers. Did have a fumble clearly, but they build upon their lead, and the big play on that drive was the 25-yard run. But
the Seahawks ran out of bounds after the pass completion. So that allowed them to keep that last time out. Remember, they deferred
at Brissett and Darnold on the other side. And some of the numbers for these two guys
is not up there, and that's the sacks, the 2 sacks and the 2 fumbles that were returned for touchdowns, touchdowns the other way. It's what flipped this game around.
Cardinals will get it. Who was hit? Looked like Connor O'Toole is the one to get him. He recovered a fumble on a kickoff last week against guys. He has been around since 1920. And in this first half, you got to go back to November of 1958 against the then Washington Redskins. They may have been the. Here's Brissett with a timeout and to the air. And this got the first down. He's out to the 36 and picks up 10 through the air.
Well, by getting out of bounds, so basically those numbers you just told us, Kevin, you're saying this is historic to go.
Yes, yes.
That's his.
Rick Dortch, 1st and 10. Over there covering Harrison. Rick Willen was on that trade rumor mill.
And to the outside, willing to be able to knock that away with that left arm.
Out of the back. Johnson looked him out of 3 games earlier on. He's been very good against the run. Today, showing it, the rookie is out of South Carolina.
That's what they want done. And when he's healthy, he's.
Brissett's 9 of 15 through the air. Here's a DiMercato takes it to the 30-yard line, gets out of bounds, stops the clock deep into Seattle territory.
Brissett to keep his eyes up the field. Watch as he goes. It looks like he's going to take off and run. That's what causes the collapse of the secondary there.
CU usually plays on pass downs, but they've been using them in now these situations where through the pass caught at the 20-yard line, out of bounds. Eamon Roy was over there. McBride was the one.
See if he drags that second one.
Just nope. Dragged it out on the paint. He has the most tight end reception and yards in the NFL since the beginning of 20. They bring pressure. Try to dump it off. There was a receiver there. Doesn't bring it, but they brought it that time, led by Derek Hall.
Well, and there's been a few times today. Watch how they bring the problems with protection most of the day is overloading one side. You put bodies up in the front, causes a number. Able to get some guys free.
Mercado is the back, and it's 3rd down and 10. Down! What terrific pressure. Buffet and Hall were right there.
Well, this time they bring 5.
5 sacks by the Seattle defense after 4 last week in Washington. 4th down, here comes Pat O'Donnell to punt for Arizona. Now, the Cardinals came in with a 3-5 record. They had lost those 5 games, including a 3-point loss to Store. I mean, this is something they haven't seen all season.
This is not what they're accustomed to or what they were expecting for sure.
And he gets it at the 7. 44 seconds to go, 39-yard, well-placed Pat O'Donnell punt on Monday that Nealon recovered for the Cowboys. Touchdown. Such a sad story. From the 6. And looks like they're going to sit on the ball. 9 of 10. A touchdown pass of 43 yards to Jackson, Smith, and Jigba. 2-9. They got a Charbonnet 6-yard touchdown run. Arizona has scored on a 4-yard. Tied for the best record in the NFC at 6-2. Will go to the locker. Melanie Collins.
Well, thanks, Kev. Coach, just a dominant first half from.
They began the season 2-0. It's Bam Knight who will bring it up, and he is whacked. All caught up with the coach of the Cardinals, Jonathan Gannon.
Well, Coach, not a lot went right for you guys in that first.
Playing hard. We'll get back in the game.
What was your message to Jacoby in the offensive line?
Just that. That's just reset.
So here's Jacoby Brissett, 10 of 18, 148. He's got Harris. Johnson the block at the left tackle and outside to McBride. He has the collision over there and a nice hit by Rick.
Looked at it over halftime, or I had our guy up here, Larry, look into it in terms of the amount of pressure, because they have been, right now it's just slightly ahead of what they've been all season.
Oh, did Harris? Nope, couldn't bring it in. Woolen was over there getting him on that.
There you go.
And our statistician, Brian Taylor, and a terrific truck downstairs.
And today, they're in the first half, they blitzed 23% of the time. So even though they were overload one side
and others, along with Tyrese Knight. So again, new middle linebacker today because Ernest Jones is out. Here is a 1st and 10 at the 36 for Brissett. Jacoby Brissett runs for 15. You know, sometimes as a coach, so far some of the signs are positive.
Well, and this will carry a lot of weight, not only with the coaching staff, the personnel staff, and to see.
Bryant and these Submarines near the 45 and a gain of 4.
They're going kind of, it's an up tempo. It's about number of possessions at this point in time and trying to keep the defense on their heels.
A deflected ball, defense on the play, turned in Nehemiah Pritchett.
Good defensive play right there and not fall.
Defense has held 7 of 8 opponents to 20 points or less. Is amongst the best. Mercado is the back. Who'll offer a block in Brissett. Down the middle. Broken up, incomplete. Higgins, and down is Elijah Higgins, the tight end. That was a tough collision.
Well, it was. Many times, watch how he goes after the ball. He stays low, doesn't go up to the head or neck area. Out of him, but Okada with an excellent technique on that one, not drawing the penalty and breaking up the pass.
He plays with 5 defensive backs every play.
They do, and it's, you know, when you're in a situation, rest away.
4th down and 6. We started every game at the right time.
Start, number 73, offense. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
This starts a little early.
Now, a 4th and 6 become.
And what Seattle's shown most of the day, and we saw it on that last down, is they have about 7 defenders, 6-7 defenders.
Here they come, rushing 5. And it is a first down on the great acrobatic move by tight end Trey McBride to the 38. 5+ receptions in each of the team's first 8 games, now 9 games. Mercado. And he's wrapped up on that 1st and 10 handoff, got about a yard on the play.
Goes for it. He sees the defense colliding or collapsing around him, and he's able to get him, and he was rewarded with the new contract because of that.
2nd down 9, right on the screws. Here's McBride. He makes the stop. It's a gain of 7, making it 3rd down and 2. So McBride 3 streaks longer by a tight end in the history of the NFL. And they're all consumed by Gonzalez. At that by Bam Knight. And he takes the ball near the 21-yard line of Seattle. 1st down.
One of his fenders in and out.
1st down and 10. Quick pace to the end zone and incomplete there with the coverage. 2nd down and 10 for the Cardinals.
Well, Witherspoon, Woolen, this secondary loves missing because of injury. So this defense is stacked when healthy.
Achilles injury, and he has been ruled out. A big bummer for this offense.
Now we suspected that. We thank you for that update. 2nd down 10. Crab. He has been so hard to cover. Okada was there with the stick. And down to the
tight end like McBride, right? Do you put a linebacker? Most teams don't. You put a safety. You put a corner. You put your nickel.
Completions. 1st and goal. End zone incomplete. Looking for the twirling Michael Wilson. And Reek Woolen was over there. Bride, 111 receptions in a Pro Bowl season a year ago. And he is picking up where players he's in the conversation with his string of 5 receptions or more. Reset, 4-man rush, and incomplete, broken up beautifully. Who comes in with a big-time defensive play for the Hawks.
Trying to back shoulder and watch it.
They get to the 2 with that quick running play, and now that brings up 4th down. People will say, why do we have Knight is the back?
Seattle has 12 on the field.
Yeah, they have the speed up, and you mentioned this earlier on in this drive, is you can't switch out personnel defensively.
You can't, and you know, I ran off and 2 ran on, so here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 out on the field. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, so. I don't know.
Well,
they had on the field.
But your team had a heck of a win yesterday.
Yes.
4th down and goal. Reset. He's got time. Oh, here comes the sacks, jarring 2 forced fumbles and knocks away a pass in the touchdown pass to Smith and Jigba. On the play, grabbed by Burke. This happened just like it did last time. Goal line stand by the real takeover.
Great reaction here by the defense. The ball gets tipped up in the air. Actually, his own tight end, Barner, goes off the side of his helmet.
19 in the red zone again. Burke with the pick. Replacing Stubbs Monday at Dallas, and he comes up with a interception right there. The back is not. Complete in 2nd and 10. McDonald, boy, has he done an incredible job in just his 2nd year. They had 10 wins last season. They have 6.
They continue to mix things up, Kevin, from a pressure standpoint, causing confusion with the guys up.
10 end zone, broken up, incomplete. Woolen, Reek Woolen again. They're going after him. Getting the start today and playing well.
Well, just trying to throw a kick and knocking it away.
It's Jacob, tripped him up, got as far as the 15, pick up a 4. 4th and 6. Offense stays on the field.
Not going for it here on 4th down.
Exactly.
the communication, the hardest part is in the huddle, as we saw Brissett trying to scream that play and have everybody on the same page. Because
breaks a tackle, and he's in. Kobe Bryant couldn't tackle him at the 5. Touchdown, McBride.
Great concentration on his part, bringing it in and then finishing it off, getting into the end zone. Let's see.
By McBride, then the broken tackle of Bryant. Lawrence, too late, gets him in the end zone, and a
0 for 2 with no McBride as he's taking a breather.
Brissett, looking boom. And the Cardinals have scored again. Early on, first possession, 43 yards, and a touchdown by the same two guys. The hits by Knight, the recovery by Lawrence, and then the crawling Arizona Cardinals cash in on an interception of Sam Darnold on a deflected throw. McBride, 4 consecutive games since the great Jackie Smith back in 1967. Here's the return. And Sam Darnold back out there.
Well, I know they have time down in their own end. They tried getting the play action and pushing it up the field with the tip ball that got intercepted. So how aggressive.
Running back is Kenneth Walker. Hoots is the fullback. Gain of 10 on first down.
Well, I think it's pretty clear. Maybe Mike McDonald said after that last interception, hey, limit this clock and get some first downs. And I think 10 yards on first down is a good start to that.
Walker, first down and 10. Bobby Hoots is the fullback. First and 10 to the 40. Baker was there, along with a couple others.
Matthew Stafford to Devontae Adams, future Hall of Famer to future Hall of Famer. 3 touchdown passes now for Stafford in this one.
For having as much an MVP season as any offensive player in the league, and that includes Taylor at Indy.
Well, and both are playing at an incredibly high level.
Second down, 5, Walker. Reverses. And tries.
Holding, number 89 offense. 10-yard penalty. Replay, second down.
Go up top.
These teams met early in the season.
A strange fourth quarter, wasn't it?
That was, Yes, it was. Close and picked up by the Cardinals. What is going on? Picked up here by Sweat. A third
by the defense. First down, Arizona.
Another turnover by the Seahawks, who at one time led 35 there.
Yeah, Sweat's the one that reaches in and knocks the ball out of his hand. And he's also the one that continues to get the recovery.
Sweat had 2 sacks at Dallas. Here he puts the pressure right there, recovers the forced fumble. And here come the by Seattle. 5th multi-turnover game for the Hawks. Right there, getting inside the 19, close to the 18, picks up 6.
Kevin, I go back to what Jonathan Gannon told, able to execute that and get that done.
Quick count, 2nd and 4, Brissett, and he finds Knight. Play again. Okada made the hit. First and 10.
The line of scrimmage, and
it's Knight on first and 10. Beecham trying to clog. There wasn't a lot of room. And the running back is making sure all the parts are still fitting.
We may have gotten the wind a couple steps and went back down.
Injury timeout.
Yep. 27 yards and a touchdown. Cardinals have it. Essen is out, although could return soon. Broken up. Kobe Bryant got right in front of Marvin Harrison. It's incomplete. It's 3rd and 11.
Right up that right seam, you'll see Harrison come into view. Bryant gets
extra lineman in 3rd and 11. 4-man rush caught at the 10, down at the 8. And that's Wilson, who make
reason for that type of play call, and why you get it on them quickly is you know you're going for it on 4th down. So if you have something you want to take a shot at, fine. But otherwise,
19 of 37.
Looks like it has to get just inside the 4-yard line.
Brissett, four-man rush, end zone, and Harrison got him. Pritchett was right there, and on downs again, Seattle holds. He did have is unbelievable. That's as good as it gets for a defensive back.
Yeah, it does. Just keep
a variety of activations for this game.
Well, we thank you for that. Charbonnet at the back gets the call behind, holding on for dear life. What a run! 30 yards. Charbonnet is up to the 38.
Well, I'm sure the Seahawks offensively were looking for some kind of the explosiveness and speed to pull away from the defender with a nice game.
And the run game, it has had a kind of a hard time getting going this year. 38, 1st and 10. Gain of 9, wheeling his way to the 48.
If we can get a shot of line has gotten out of the huddle to get up to the line of scrimmage, I think some kind of message was sent over on the sideline about what they want a little bit faster than what I saw in the previous series.
Shaheed and Modor, and Charbonnet crawls through inside the 40. That's a gain of 13 after a third.
Talked about them early on in the beginning of this game, how they've done an outstanding job of providing lane long, and there's Clint Kubiak on this drive, sticking with the run.
Oluwatimi is the color up a block and brought down by Garrett Williams. Wrestled down inside the 32. So that offensive line today, Trent Green has run, and they've only allowed 1 sack.
Well, you got to remember with this the injury at center with that, but that's an important piece right in the middle.
Charbonnet again, hopping and grabbed by devoured by. Charbonnet, he's got a touchdown today. 6 in. 3rd and 1. Oops.
There, which is for a non-quarterback, right? It's like you take the risk of
playing with a bad calf.
That's why everybody's pushing him, so he doesn't have to push off with the calf. It's like they get behind him.
All right, Kenneth Walker is now.
I was going to say, finally giving Charbonnet a break here and putting Walker in.
Exhausted. On the 29. And that is Walter Nolan. The first time we have called Nolan's name today after a spectacular couple tackles for loss, deflected play. That's the final play of the 3rd quarter. Tagliabue and Cowboys player Marshawn Nealand, who died by suicide at the age of 24. 988. The Suicide and Crisis Lifeline is available 24/7. And we're at City of Seattle with the Supersonics. Played with the Sonics from 68 to 72. Coached here from 60 as we start the 4th quarter. So it's been a sad couple days in sports. Of 84 and Lenny Wilkins passing today. A legend here in 3rd down and 2. Charbonnet back in. Hanson.
9-year-old Calais Campbell makes a great move at the line of scrimmage to get into the backfield, and he's just not able to wrap him up. Watch this player is able to pick up the 1st down. Campbell's still getting it done at 39 years old.
And just from 69 to 72 and from 77 to 85. There's Andy Bengal on Charbonnet, and they won a championship here in Seattle in 79. And that is Darius Robinson, who was a #1 pick out of Missouri last year by Arizona.
29 calories. Domino's. Get great deals on pizza, bread bites, chicken, desserts, and more.
So Seattle in their first 3 drives down at the end of the first half. The injured player, Darius Robinson, walked off under his own power. And the handoff. Nice tackle made right there. Keetrell Clark chopping down.
It looked like Walker was trying to set him up to where he could bounce it around, and he didn't fall for that juke, maintain that lift.
Was the primary runner early on. He had runs of 39, 13, and an Darnold in the second half. Surprising. It's Walker. It's fourth down, and they will try for 3. The field.
Well, that, sir, is just keeping the ball on the ground, keeping the clock moving, getting it here into the fourth quarter, and now
2-yard field goal try. He's already kicked one today from 46. 15, the Seahawks. Circling over their 7th win of the season. Post-game show. The latest NFL scores, news, and highlights. Coming up on the State Farm.
About numbers right now. So it takes it from a 3-possession game to a 4-possession game without that field goal. That extra 3 points now all of a sudden bumps it to an extra possession needed here in the final 12 minutes of the game for Arizona.
With problems, but they have had turnover issues, and that is the one weakness. 2 fumbles and an interception. Darnold had his hands on all 3 of them.
Well, and yeah, kind of even in that department, because you know the 2 scoop and scores that Seattle's defense got. So,
and the running back there was DeMercado, who bobbled it, and then vacuums it at Dortch, and that's the first. That's the first kickoff. And DeMercado.
A smart decision by Dortch to just roll.
Yep.
Not the best field position, but
knock it away, fumble it, recovered by Dortch. Here we go, empty backfield. First. It's a 4-man rush on Brissett. Hine in New York.
Kevin Trent, Jahmyr Gibbs with a gorgeous touchdown run. Against Washington, it's all Detroit. 41-16, back to you.
With the best 1-2 punch running the ball. And the quick throw to the side, cramped here by Michael Wilson. It's Eamon Ward. He had been out with a sprained ankle. And there's an injury timeout. With a 3rd and 1 awaiting the Cardinal on Wilson.
I don't know if he did it when he went to the ground or if it was when he reached up his when he went to the ground, because that's where he reaches with his right hand to make the tackle, but it was when he went to the ground.
3rd down and 1. Look at DeMercado go! It's a time gallop. And a big play, and he picks up on the run, 54 yards.
And that's big runs. They're second in the NFL in run defense, and mainly because they don't give up these times.
Back to the end zone, and incomplete for Harrison. Willen was back there, and had a career night Monday in Dallas with 7 catches, 96 yards. Today,
that one there, if you just air it a little bit and lay it to the corner, he looks like he has position for it, but he had to get rid of the ball because the pocket.
It's 2nd down and 10. Another 4-man rush. Played 3rd and 10. Heavy pressure. And it came from a lot of different areas. New Osu.
Good coverage. Out of time. Able to get that one thrown away.
It's 3rd and 10. It was caught by Higgins. Was he in? Yes, he was. What a catch near the 12.
Depends on if that first foot was off the ground. Let's see.
Big play was the 54-yard run by DeMercado.
Still on the ground when he had possession of it.
At the 9, 2nd down and goal. And he was working on Nehemiah Pritchett. 9-yard touchdown.
Back shoulder fade as he's working to the corner.
Of course, at Ohio State College with Jackson, Smith, and Jigba. With 9:50 to go. At one time, it was 35-0 Seattle. Had a nice 12-yard reception on the sideline. And it's 41-22. Weiland will do it. It's got to go 10 yards. Next Sunday count on an NFL on CBS doubleheader. Early action headlined by the Buccaneers and Broncos. All beginning at noon Eastern with the NFL Today live from Denver. You can always count on On the 45 of Arizona, quarterback is Sam Darnold. Only 9 of 11 today. They have scored at will. Here's a 1st and 10 pass. Jackson, Smith, and Jigba. And Burke was over there to get him. And the gain, a dive.
Trent Matthew Stafford now has 4 touchdown passes. First player since the merger to have 42-20. All Rams. 5 minutes ago. Back to you.
He is red hot right now. Adam, thank you. Game from 9. 1st and 10. And this is Hawani who played it. Boise State. Gain of 6. Hawani had only carried the ball 13 times.
You kind of anticipate this with the way the score has been. Arizona, obviously, you're going to have to throw the ball a lot more. Seattle.
With the 2nd down and 4. Through for a 1st down to the 21. Pretty corkscrew move, and he picks up 6.
I don't know how he shot through.
Not had much of an opportunity this season. Remains in the game right now with clock ticking down. Money again. Finds his way down to the 17-yard line. And hit by Dalvin Tomlin. And that is Walter Nolan, who made his NFL debut last week.
This game today, as you see him go to the ground there, kind of an awkward way he fell.
It was. He quickly went to his knee.
What he did in that first game against Dallas, we're excited to see what he's going to do in performance number 2. And
Team All-America down in Oxford after beginning his college career at Texas A&M, in Dallas. And the
2 passing, obviously the early defensive touchdowns caused or created some of that.
Now Kenneth Walker has put together a nice game, averaging about 5 yards a carry. Charbonnet galloping, diving, and scoring for the Seahawks. All offense, 5th in scoring, but only 22nd in rushing. But today they came out
lean on that passing game. You know, Smith and Jigba coming into this game as the leading receiver and didn't really slow him down. 5 catches, 93 mentioned earlier. 10 of 12. I think only one attempt here in the second half.
And Dortch.
Of course, Marvin Harrison Jr. being one of them, too. And he said that's what drew him to Ohio State, knowing the development and preparation he would get on his way forever. And anytime we get a chance to get together in the offseason or FaceTime or send a text, we do it. And it was actually Chris Olave that was the
player of the month in the NFC. Mel, we thank you. 44-22, Seattle on top. The new quarterback. And Carter, Michael Carter, is the one to wiggle up the middle and pick up 6. Michael Carter. Practice squad for the Cardinals with a look at Slovis, who is coached in high school by Kurt.
Teammate, your partner on Monday nights. It's
Slovis with his first action.
Went to USC for a couple years.
All of them.
Yep.
And 2 and 3 on the road. Hey, Tyrese Knight, he's had a terrific game. Couple sacks, disruptive plays, forced 2 fumbles.
So who you giving your nod to for
sort of both?
Right? Is it
both? Yeah. So impressive.
Yes.
Pat O'Donnell will punt. Well, fair catch it at the 30. He was an all-pro returner. First team all-position by the Seahawks to get even stronger at that position for the rest of the year, and they are rolling. Back for Seattle, and this is Drew Lock, who was here, went to the Giants. Now he came here in the Russell Wilson deal. It's 1st and 10. Hawani is the back. Oh, they bobble it. Center, Hulu Watimi is taking the place of the injured Sundell. We mentioned it several times, but the rookie from Kansas who comes in for the first time.
Well, and the thing is I've been watching him on the sidelines. The
3rd different center today for Seattle, Hawani, as he's back in there. And he is really rushing well. That was his 14th carry, and he's got 80 with here a bit. And Darnold's numbers today, they lose the 2 fumble. 3rd down and 1.
Yeah, I think he really cares. I think he just is glad that they're going to get this win and will focus.
First down dive out to the 42. Seattle has called run plays and over for a Seattle offense since 2016. This was the theme in camp, is to improve. There is the number 12 rush defense in the NFL. First down and 10, 2-minute warning. And the Seahawks to 7-2 at home. They go to 3-2 tonight on episodes of Tracker and the music competition series The Road, plus Sheriff Country. For the Seahawks, they'll have won their 7th of their last 8. 9th consecutive win. 3 in the NFL. Helani the back, and here comes lock under center to a knee. LA, the Rams, for first place in the NFC West.
The Seahawks, but Mike McDonald is outstanding on the road. His record is nearly perfect, taking his team.
And he is 11-1 on the road since he became the head coach. Lock again. The win, 44-22. 7-2 against 7-2 next week. 6. And losing their 6th in the last 7. And the Seahawks come out on top. Tonight on CBS begins with 60. Big win for the Seahawks, going to 7-2.